Hello.
Sorry, can you guys hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, great. So go ahead and read the, yes.
Marcella, before you start, did you stop the recording and start a new one?
Yes, I did.
All right, great, thank you.
No problem. Go ahead and take about 15 seconds to read through the number series that we're going to be working on for today. If you don't have your number source, please remember to copy it down. Great, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So it says, who gets more clay? A sculpture at a table where 10 sculptors are sharing 6 boxes of modeling clay equally, or sculptor at a table where 8 sculptors are sharing 4 boxes of modeling clay equally. I want you to just take a second, make a mental movie in your head. What do you see going on in this scene? A hand from Lysandra, go ahead.
Okay, what I see going on in this problem is that it's telling us that there's one sculpture table that has 10 sculptures and they're sharing 6 boxes of modeling clay equally, and then there's another sculpture table that has 8 sculptures and it's sharing 4 boxes of modeling clay equally, and we're trying to find out which sculpture table has more clay.
Great, thank you. Now what I want you to do is go ahead on your paper, make a known and unknown chart, jot down things that you know, jot down what you don't know or what we are trying to look for. Anaya and Alejandra, just ask that you turn your camera on. Let's go, Zenobia, get to work. Yes, Nana. Great. What did we put in our known column? What are some things we put in our known columns? Let's share out. I want to hear from Lemuel. I want to hear from Silas, and I want to hear from Esther. All right, so Lemuel, share with us what are some things that you know.
In my known chart, I know that I knew that ten, there were 10 sculptors sharing 6 boxes and 8 sculptors sharing 4 boxes.
Okay. Anything else that we know? Adelaide?
Um, the clay equally.
Can you just repeat yourself? We didn't hear. We didn't caught the last part.
We know that they're sharing the clay equally.
We know that they're sharing the clay equally, so we know each of them are gonna have the same amount, the same number of pieces. And Jessica, what don't we know?
We don't know who gets more clay.
More clay until we go ahead and try to solve this problem. So what I want you to do now is take 15 seconds, think about a plan to solve, and then we're going to talk about it. And I want to think through it. Naya, please refrain from dancing on camera. Thank you. Great. What are some of our plans to solve? What are some of the things we're going to do to go ahead and figure out which table has more clay? I want to hear from Lysandra, and then I want to hear from Elijah. Go ahead, Lysandra.
Can you repeat the question?
I said, so what is going to be your plan to solve to figure out which table gets more clay? Which set of sculptors get more clay? What is going to be your plan to solve?
My plan to solve is to do the to use my mathematician plan to like solve this, and also like do a chart of the first sculpture table and the other sculpture table.
Okay. So what are you going to do with so you're going to do your sculpture tables, and what are you going to do with them?
Then I'm going to well, do I see the operation or no?
You don't have to say the operation, and just what is.
Oh, well, I'm going to find out how I'm going to find out how many of
Think about what the problem is asking you.
well, I will find out.
Figure out who gets more.
So then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna find out how much clay the first sculpture table has and the second sculpture table has, and then compare them to see which is more.
And Elijah, what is going to be your plan to solve? What are you going to do? Nice.
I was going to do 6 divided by 10, then 4 divided by 8, and then just compare just compare the answers I got. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to use standard algorithm, right? Can you guys hear me? I think my internet connection is going out. Put a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah, I can tell my internet is going in and out. It may be my internet connection. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fix my connection, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to put 8 minutes on the timer, and I'm going to let you go ahead and solve this. I'm going to put us into breakout rooms so that you guys get the opportunity to work in a small group to just, we're going to be working independently, but we're going to be working in small groups. So I'm going to go ahead and put us into breakout rooms. Does everyone hear me? Okay, so Miss Murray, I'm just gonna make you the host instead of myself, just in case that happens again, because my internet is really bad in this spot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask a few of us to share out. Okay, so we're gonna hear from Bintu, and then we're going to hear from Anthony. Okay, so Bintu, can you talk us through what you did to solve this problem?
So what I did first is that I made a T-chart.
Okay.
Then on the one side, I put table number 1, and the other side, I put table number 2. Then on table 1, I put 10 share 6 to represent that the 10 sculptures shared 6 boxes of clay. And in
Mhm.
table 2, I put 8 share 4 to represent that on the other table, 8 sculptures shared 4 boxes of clay.
Okay.
Then after that, I did 6 divided by 10 and 4 divided by 8 on each
So
side.
this meant you were doing 6 divided by 10, and on this side you were doing 4 divided by 8.
And and on table 1, I got 6/10, and on table 2, I got 4/8. And I knew for table 1, 6/10 in decimal form would be
Okay, so what did you do to get?
what I did to get there is that I just knew that 6 divided by 10 would be 6/10, because if you, yeah, I just knew that. And it was the same for table 2. And for table 2, I knew 4/8 equal to 1/2, and 1/2 would get me 0.50 in decimal form. And I knew that if I multiplied by 100 in table 1 in decimal form, I'd get 60.
Okay, so you knew you multiplied this by 100?
Yes. And so and so table 1 had 60% of clay. And in
Okay.
table 2, if I multiply by 100 in decimal form, I would have gotten 50, which got me to 50% of clay in table 2. But I know that 60% is more than 50%, which is why table 1 is my answer.
Okay. So you said you went with table 1. Great. Anthony, talk us through what you did.
Hello? Can you all hear me? Put a thumbs up if
Yeah.
you can hear me. Okay.
Go ahead, Anthony. Okay, Anthony is frozen, so let's hear from Angelina instead.
So first I did was I split my paper into half.
Sorry. Can you guys hear me? All right. All right, go ahead, Angelina.
So first I split my paper into half.
You split your paper into half like this.
Yeah. And then on one side I put 10 sculptures share 6 boxes.
Okay, so 10 sculptures equals 6 boxes. Okay.
And on the other side I wrote 8 sculptures share 4 boxes.
8 sculptures, 4 boxes. Okay.
So on the side that says that 10 share 6, I drew 10 circles to represent, no, 6 circles to represent the 6 boxes.
Okay.
And then since there's 10 sculptures in each of those boxes, I would go around putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then when I did that, I noticed that
You
there would be
put,
one number.
sorry, you put Angelina,
Yeah,
hear me?
kind of.
Miss Scylla, your voice is coming through. It's just you pause a little bit, but your voice is coming through. So if you keep talking,
Okay.
that might be okay.
All right, so Angelina, keep going.
So I drew the 6 boxes, and then in each of those boxes, I would put 10 tally marks to represent the 10 sculptures that were sharing the 6 boxes.
6, 7, so there's 10 tally marks in here. 10 in here. So in each box you did 10, right?
Yeah. So then I noticed that I had to see a specific number, so I just chose 1. And I see that 1 is in each of the 6 boxes, so 1 is represented 6 times. So then I said that there were, I got 6 over 10.
So from this, walk me through that. What do you mean you got 6 over 10?
Because if there's 1 represented on my paper 6 times, so it would be 6 over 10.
Okay.
And then on the other side, I drew 4 circles to represent the 4 boxes.
Can you repeat that? I think your voice just went in and out as you were speaking. Go ahead.
On the other side, I drew 4 circles to represent the 4 boxes. And then in each, I put 8 tally marks because here there's 8 sculptures.
Okay.
And then, so I looked at one specific number. So, for example, 1, and I noticed that 1 is repeated 4 out of 8 times. So I figured out that the answer for this side was 4/8.
Nice. Okay.
And then I knew to figure out which was more, I had to turn it into 2 fractions with the same denominator. So I put the denominator of 40.
Okay. So how did you get 6/8 to 40? What did you do?
So 6/10, I know 10 times 4 is 40. So I do the same thing to the top, and 6 times 4 is 24. And then on the
Okay.
other side, I know 8 times 5 is 40. So I did the same on the top, and 4 times 5 is 20.
Okay.
So then that will mean that 6/10 is more because 24/40 is greater than 20/40.
Okay. So then you knew 24/40 is the greater one. And then this is less than, so you knew it was table 1 as well, right? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Put a thumbs up if you can. Great. So what I want us to do is think about, what do we notice about how Bintu and Angelina chose to solve this problem? What do you guys notice? What do you all notice? Let's go with Kiara, then we're gonna hear from Brianna.
So I noticed that Angelina used a diagram to solve a problem, and Bintu used like that fraction form and like how to change a decimal into a percentage.
Say that again. I'm sorry, like the feed is going in and out for me.
Bintu used fractions to turn it into decimals and into percentage, and Angelina used a diagram.
Okay. What do you notice about them though?
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I noticed that they both um
Kiara, were you done
can't
speaking?
see I can't see the thing.
Oh, you can't see the shared screen.
Wasn't sharing anymore.
Miss Dilla, no one can see the screen.
I think Miss Silla's internet is going out.
Scholars, why don't we have you, if you can recall what you saw on the strategy sheet that Miss Silla shared, start chiming in the group chat right now so we can see everyone's ideas. think you guys we have that feature on, and Miss Myrie and I can take a look at your answers here.
Yeah, I just switched it to publicly only so that way we can see everyone.
Right.
Great, with the last 2 minutes that we have right now, if I could get just one person to sum up what the transferable takeaway is. Just raise the hand button. Gonna ask again, if someone can just sum up what the transferable takeaway would be. So Novia, what would be the transferable takeaway?
The transferable takeaway would be that you can compare the decimals, fractions, and ratios and percentages using different ways to solve. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Pretty similar to what you all did yesterday. I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Amador, where you guys are gonna have science. Okay, get ready for science.
We don't have science.
Oh, get ready for whatever your class is next.
Yeah.
Okay.
So scholars, we have reading right now. I think we're still waiting for Miss Scylla. I'm going to start pulling up the lessons